everybody, I'm Merisu the Art Sheep, and thank you so much for checking out this video. And first, a happy New Year's Eve to all of you. I hope you are having a lovely day, last day of the year. And for this last day of the year, I thought it would be really fun to give out my speed paint of the band HUNTR. Rumi, Mira, and Zoey from the movie K-pop Demon Hunters from Netflix. Yay! This was actually kind of supposed to be sooner, but then once it got to around Christmas, I figured I'd just kind of save it for New Year's. It also just took a long time to finish. Like, oh my goodness. This drawing made me question my life's choices. As you can see, I didn't record the first parts of the sketch. Sorry about that, but oh my goodness, just drawing this was fun, but also very, very annoying, because there was just so many details, and I wanted to really do them justice. I wanted to get everything right, and make sure that I got everything as accurately as I could. Like, I wasn't gonna get everything perfect, but I at least wanted to do my very best, and if I didn't get something wrong, then it wasn't going to be for a lack of trying. And that's what I tried to do. And did I do it? I think I could have done better. I mean, I always think that, but I am actually proud of this drawing, like, a lot. And I really do think that it looks pretty nice. And I am definitely liking it. I think if I had to change one thing is maybe I would have done the background a little bit different, but then again, I can't really think of it. If you're wondering why it looks so funny right here was that blue under thing, is because I ended up losing the line art that I made. I ended up accidentally deleting it. So I quickly exported this speed paint and then just took a screenshot of it and put it over and then traced over that. Anyway, I'm sorry if I'm coughing. I'm gonna try to edit that out. But, yeah, I'm sick. That's why I sound funny. And which is also why I'm probably not gonna end up... I don't know why I'm saying probably. I'm definitely not gonna do what I originally wanted to do, and that was I wanted to do 3 speed paints today. And it was gonna be kind of like a countdown. 3, 2, 1. This was going to be number 3. And then number 2 was going to be Demon Slayer related. And then number 1 was going to be Chainsaw Man related. Why those movies? Because those are all probably the best movies that I've seen this year. I've really enjoyed all of them. And the thing is with K-pop Demon Hunter, when I actually first saw it, it did not appeal to me at all. It looked with the shots that I was seeing, it looked very loud, very obnoxious, and just like sugar candy high. Like, it did not appeal to me. But then once it started going around, I started seeing people talk about it, and even people who were saying, hey, this movie's like not for me, but I actually did enjoy it. Or at the very least, they said, hey, this is not my type of movie, but I do like it. And then most everybody else was saying that it was really good. And it was just like a positive example of female characters, and the music was really good. The animation was actually good, and after that, I was just like, okay, I actually have to see this movie. And at the time, I didn't have a Netflix account, so I couldn't see it that way, but then I saw that it was going to be airing in theaters, and I missed it the first time. I missed it because I found out the day of. It was the last day, and it was a Sunday, so no. That it just didn't happen. And I thought, okay, I missed it. But then I saw that it was going in theaters again for Halloween. So I went to go see it Halloween weekend. And I loved it. I actually didn't like seeing it in theaters because there was a bunch of kids. I love children. I really do. I don't like other people's children. That's a joke. I do like, it's just that some parents, they just cannot control their kids. It was a sing-along adventure, so obviously, I don't mind them, like, singing along because that's what you were supposed to do, although no one really actually did it. But there was just, like, this one family that let their child bounce around and, like, really loud and annoyingly for all the songs. And I'm like, ugh, have some control over your child, would you? Please. But whatever. So the experience wasn't, like, the best, but it was not the worst. For anyone who is curious about what the worst movie theater experience was, that would probably be going to Across the Spider-Verse. I saw that opening weekend, and newsflash, I'm never doing that again. So that was the worst movie theater experience. But nonetheless, despite the movie experience not being the best, I still loved the movie, and it was really good. And it was actually not loud and obnoxious and rambunctious all the way through. I mean, yeah, there was some goofy expressions the girls made and stuff, and that kind of gave me the wrong impression at first, but no, the girls could be calm and also quiet at times. And I think that's the one thing I said when I did my post review on, as in post, I mean, it was just on my community tabs. I was doing a post review of that one glitch project animation. I think it was called Knights of Guinevere. Yeah, that's what it was called. And the one thing I remarked about that I did not like is that the main two girl characters were the same that you see in every single movie practically now. They're loud, they're obnoxious, and you'll either have one that's like super hyper energetic. It's pretty much just like Mabel from what's it called? Gravity Falls. I never actually watched Gravity Falls, and actually the reason why I didn't like Gravity Falls is because I didn't like Mabel. I hated her. I hated her back then, and she was like the first one to do that kind of thing. So I did not like Gravity Falls, and I did not watch it. My brother did though. And I hated Mabel, and every female character just seems to be Mabel, or if they're not Mabel, then there are not just loud and obnoxious, but they're also very bitter and just kind of spiteful and mean and rude and ratchet, and I hate it. These girls, Rumi, Zoey, and Mira, were not like that, and I thought that maybe I would like one of them more than the other, but I actually didn't. I liked all of them a lot. I think I liked Zoe's design the best, which, by the way, Zoey, you let me down. You were supposed to be the easiest one to draw, but you weren't. You were hard. You like, saw just a second ago I had to fix her face because it just wasn't turning out. Why? Zoey was supposed to be the easy one. She wasn't. They were all hard. Look at all this designs and details. And everything we're going to talk about in a minute is the designs. Absolutely amazing. But talking about the characters, yeah, I just really did like them. I thought they were very nice. Like I said, I thought maybe I would like one of them more than the other, but I liked each of them equally. They were each different, but yet they all worked very good together. They had nice chemistry. I liked most of the music. I guess the music that I didn't really like would be most of the guys' songs. The only one I did like was Your Idol. I did not like soda pop. It's just not my type of music. When it comes to that bubblegum pop kind of music, I don't really like guy songs as much. I'm more of the girl kind of songs, so it's just not really for me. Even when it's Japanese bands, I don't really like bubbly bubblegum pop. I'm not saying there isn't any time. I like a lot of Honeyworks, so that would be like an exception, but for the most part I don't like it. It's just not my type of cup of tea. But it comes down to preference at that point. It's not anything against the song. But I did like Golden, and I liked Takedown, and I liked what's the first one? How It's Done. Yeah, How It's Done. I liked all of them a lot, and if I had to pick a favorite, I probably would say Takedown, but Golden's really warmed up to me a lot. Oh, I also like This Is What It Sounds Like, and that one is really good, but I would probably like the Everfree just a little bit more. And the one thing I really did like about this movie that I wasn't sure about is the animation. Oh my goodness, finally, a movie that's actually 3D, and it's actually feels like it should be 3D. So for those who do not know me, hi, welcome to the channel. But I am absolute fan. I am a geek I love animation. Do I understand animation? No, I do not understand the animation process. I want to try to actually learn some animation going forward, but the problem was I always try to shoot big, and I never end up starting small, and that ends up leading me nowhere and whatever. So yeah, I want to learn more about the animation process. But that said, I do love how 2D animation looks, and I appreciate it, and I absolutely adore it. And the one reason why I like anime is because it's the only one that actually does the more 2D flat kind of animation, as the West has kind of forgotten about it. But that said, I don't hate 3D animation. I just think that the way that the West primarily uses it is very stale and very just stilted. It's stagnated. It has not progressed. It's not given us anything new. Like, I went on a long 2-hour review of Wish, and they even said that the movie was gonna be in 3D. No, it was gonna be in 2D, but then they changed it to 3D because it was just so limiting was the 2D. And I saw that stupid movie, and it was the worst movie I probably ever saw of 2024. Maybe even one of the worst in general. And there was nothing in that movie that could not be done in 2D. Outside of maybe the spears and orbs, but I think you could even do that if you were a mad lad. But Disney's not. Disney sucks. And it's sad, because I was watching Lady and the Tramp, and that movie is gorgeous. That looks beautiful. And it is sad, because you're like, oh my goodness, if Disney kept it up, I believe they would have been able to compete with anime in the animation department and give good 2D animation. And I don't, like I said, I don't hate 3D. It's just that 3D is all we get, and there's nothing good about it. It's so stagnated. But this movie was great because it used the 3D elements. No way could you draw these costumes in 2D. Well, maybe Ufotable, but even then, I don't even think they would do that, because when you, like, look at Demon Slayer, I saw the Demon Slayer movie, I loved it. The animation was probably the most amazing animation I've ever seen. It blew me out of the park, and this is one of the things that I loved most about the movie, although the story was great too, and the fight scenes were great, but the animation was amazing, and I loved it. And even then, the designs in Demon Slayer aren't like this. They're not. Are they detailed? Yes, but not like this. Oh my goodness, it was so hard in keeping up with all these details, and I was actually looking at people's fan art, and I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back, I'm not, but when I was looking at people's fan art, I was like, oh my goodness, they didn't do this, or they didn't do that, like they skipped this chain, or they skipped that chain, and, or they totally skipped the gold ring, and I'm like, oh, you didn't do that, because I was trying to look, okay, to see how other people did it, and at least the fan arts that I collected, they didn't do it. So I was like, sorry, a little volume warning. I haven't talked for a while, so this is my voice coming out. And it's just like, oh my goodness, they didn't do it. So I'm gonna try to do it. Am I better than them? Absolutely not. But I do want to still try to do it. And it was a nightmare. Rumi's belt was... I hated drawing Rumi's belt. Just getting those squares right. It was something... I think I hated the... drawing the squares on her belt more than I hated drawing the shoulder armor thing, that whatever it's called. I don't know the word, especially not now at this hour of the morning on this sick watermelon brain of mine. My head is like a watermelon. But nonetheless, that armor thingy was more easier to draw than the belt because the belt looked easy. But it wasn't. I hate that. It deceived me. Ooh. Just, no. But once I got done with, like, drawing everything, the coloring process was just really fun. And, it was a blast coloring this drawing. I was trying to go for a very smooth kind of style. Kind of something a little similar to Nekarina, the artist Nekarina, where it's not, like, too, like, sharp edges, but not where it's, like, totally, like, blendy together, if that makes sense. I wanted a nice balance, and I think I did pretty good. I think when it comes to the coloring, I think the one thing I could have done a little bit better is I don't think I got the jacket color texture kind of right. I think it looks a little too much like it looks, instead of like a glitter jacket, it looks more like a, kind of like a leathery jacket. Well, it is probably a leather jacket, but it's covered in glitter sequins. It looks more like a sleek leather jacket, and that's not what it is, so I think I could have done better on that. And some of the parts where the gold was like really big, that was like not the best. I could have done better at that. But Is it, like, bad? No, I actually think this is probably one of my best drawings I did all year. I'm very happy with this drawing. Yes, it could have been better, but I always think that, because that's just the way I am. But I was very, very satisfied with it, and it was, like, so relaxing to color, because it was just like, oh my goodness, this is such an achievement. I was like, yeah, that's the spot right there. And as you can see, I was trying to do some, like, I got this, like, that coloring method where I do the face in 3 different colors that you just saw me do. I'm gonna do that on all girls, all of them, and I got that method from a YouTube short, and they got it from, like, a TikToker. So it was, like, from a Chinese artist. I'm not sure if it works or if it adds anything to my art, but I just wanted to try it out. I just wanted to give it a shot. And, yeah, it does look nice. Another thing that I wanted to make note of, well, actually 2 other things. The first thing that I wanted to say was when I was doing the hair for all of the girls, like I said, I was trying to go for kind of like a style similar to the artist neck arena, but of course I wanted to put my own flair on it. I would say probably something between neck arena and Hyananatsu, I would say. Maybe not Hyananatsu. Maybe the artist hen. Maybe something like a mix of that. I wanted to look very sleek, and I'm not sure if cell shaded is the word or what, but I wanted to look very polished, but not too polished. I think I already mentioned that, but I did want to bring it up again because I noticed it when I was doing Mira's hair. And then another thing that I wanted to note, and this was totally just my artistic liberties, it's something that's not in the movies at all, is that I gave each of the girls' jackets a slightly different tint of black. So for Rumi's, I did bluish purplish tint because obviously her color is purple. And then for Mira's, her color is obviously pink, so I gave it a pinkish purplish tint. And then for Zoey's, I couldn't tell if her color was green or teal or blue, so I just gave it a kind of bluish greenish tint. And I really did like it. I love giving different so when it's hair, I love black hair being black. I absolutely hate it when somebody says this is black hair and they show me purple. I absolutely hate it because black hair is just absolutely beautiful. It looks beautiful on everybody 99% of the time, and it's amazing, and I love it. And I hate it when they don't draw it black because black is just such a pretty color. So when it's hair, it's just like it must be black. But when it comes to outfits, I actually don't mind if you give it a different kind of tint to it. I think it gives a little bit of a unique flair to it. I really like that in the anime Demon Slayer actually a lot. In Kimetsu no Yaiba, all of the Hashira uniforms, well, all the Demon Slayer Corp uniforms are just straight up black in the manga, but in the anime they give him slight different tints, with Shinobu's having a purple tint, Gyu's having a cyan tint, Morichiro's having a turquoise tint, Mitsuru having a pink tint, and so forth and so forth. I just really did like that. It was a nice touch, I think. And that's what I kind of was going for this. And again, it's not something that's in the movies or anything. It was just something that I wanted to do to make this feel a little bit me. I had to have a talk with my brother because he doesn't really draw or anything. He is trying to get into it, but I don't think he would consider himself an artist, but he does have an artistic eye. So I was asking him, okay, would you actually see Zoey's hair clips or not? So I had to have a conversation about that because I didn't know. But anyway, like I said, this drawing was very hard, but it was very fulfilling to make. Probably one of my best all year. I am really proud of it, and it will probably be the December picture for the 2025 meme if I actually get around to doing it, which is weird because usually it's a Christmas drawing, but this one probably takes the cake. Anyway, that was the drawing. I hope you liked. If you did, do all the YouTube things. If you did not, thank you so much for watching this far anyway. I will be back with another one. I don't know when, because I need to get over this cold. But I kind of want to just not be a baby about it and do those ever too. And release them. But we will see. Until then, bye!